Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Today I have yet another makeup declutter for you guys. I tend to go through my collection every 1 to 2 months just to go through it and see if I want to declutter some items or pass them on to friends or if I still like the products. I do have a few things here that were recently sent to me by a couple of friends, but I just haven't used the products unfortunately, so I will be passing them on to homes that will use them more than I will. The first item I actually purchased myself, but I haven't used it in probably about 6 to 8 months. And this is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush in the shade Rosewater. So I do still really like Laura Geller blushes, but I prefer their Baked Blush and Brighten ones. And this is a really pretty corally pink color, and it's somewhat similar to other blushes that I have in my collection. This is a mix in between the pink blush I have from Laura Geller and then my honeysuckle one. So I just don't need this one, but my mom tends to wear corally colors like this, so I think she will really like this. Here's a swatch of it. I tend to like my blushes very glowy, and this is pretty glowy, but sometimes it just takes a bit to build up on the skin, which I don't mind, but for some reason I just don't reach for this one that often, so I'm excited to see if my mom wants this. The next item that I have was gifted to me by one of my friends, and I just haven't reached for it, unfortunately. She gave it to me 2 months ago, I think, and it's just something that I just haven't reached for in my collection. This is the Ittse Complexion Pressed Powder Refill, and this is supposed to be a pressed powder, but to me, it's definitely a highlighter. So let me pull it out of its packaging. I've actually only swatched this, and it is pretty, but I just have other things in my collection that's very similar. And this is in the shade Illuminate. So here's what it looks like, but you can tell it has a nice sheen to it, so I think it's more of a highlighter than an actual pressed powder. Let me give you a swatch of it. It's a kind of golden pinky champagne shade, so it's a fairly basic highlighter, and I just have several of these colors in my collection. So it's kind of hard to tell in my hand because it almost blends in with my skin tone, but it's a pretty natural champagne-y highlighter. It is this swatch right here. And there's nothing wrong with it, I just haven't reached for it, so I'm going to see if one of my friends wants it. Next, I have 2 items from the Too Faced Sweet Peach collection, and unfortunately these were given to me by my friend Love Heatherette, and they work fine for me. I just have other items that I prefer in my collection. So the first one is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach Blush. I have a very similar blush from Laura Geller called Honeysuckle, and I'm actually wearing that one today, but it looks the same on my skin as this one does. And this is a really pretty, kind of bronzy, peachy blush. Here's a swatch of the Papa Don't Peach blush. I like the sheen that it has on here, but it just looks very similar to the Laura Geller blush that I love, and this one I think is a bit older than the Laura Geller one, so I'll see if my mom wants this. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. The next thing I have is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Face Palette. While I do really like this face palette, the one that I like the most is this bronzer shade right here, and it's a nice sheeny bronzer. And the blush is pretty. It's very similar to the Papa Don't Peach one, and I also have other corally or bronzy blushes in my collection. This highlighter is just fine. I don't think it applies the best to my skin, and I already have more of a pinky toned highlighter that I prefer in my collection. I did swatch out the face products from the Sweet Peach Glow palette. So this is the highlighter, blush, and bronzer. They're all very pretty shades, but I just have other things that I like and use more in my collection. I wish this bronzer was separate because then I would just keep the bronzer, but I feel bad depotting it, and I'd rather give someone a whole palette as opposed to having 2 out of the 3 in there. Next, I have a makeup tool, and I did buy this one myself. This is the Cala Rose Gold Eyelash Curler, and the width looks like this, so how wide the actual curler is. And it came with 3 different pads. I've used this a couple times, but it's just not as good as my Shiseido eyelash curler, which I've had for probably 6 years now. I've had it since the start of my channel, and I was looking to see if I could get another eyelash curler that was a little bit more affordable, so when that one eventually dies, I don't have to spend $20 on an eyelash curler again. But this one just doesn't have the spring that I like, and it's just not as nice as the Shiseido one. This is a deluxe sample of the Clinique Workout Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 40. It's in the shade Fair, but if you can tell by the shade right there, it looks very orange and very pink. and I don't think the shade's gonna work for me, and it also seems more like a sheer formula because it's kind of like a tinted moisturizer. I do like sheer products, but I like them to be a little bit more buildable, and the shade just doesn't look like it'll work for me. I think it'll work on someone tanner, so I'll see if one of my friends wants this, but it's not something I will be using. This is a product I'm just gonna toss out. This is the Bite Beauty, their French press lip gloss in the shade Flat White. I saw this on sale and picked it up because I know Raw Beauty Christy really likes this product and it was discontinued, but I think I got a really old one because it was on sale and it just doesn't smell right, but the color is pretty. I've heard it smells like coffee, but I think this one went bad. It kind of just smells like sour, and it is a pretty nude shade, as you can see. Here's a swatch of the Flat White shade. So as you can see, it's a very pretty nude shade. I think it would work on fair to light skin tones, possibly medium, just because it is a fairly light shade. But I will be tossing this in the trash just because I don't feel comfortable giving it to anyone because I'm pretty positive it went bad. Next, I have a lipstick from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea line, and this packaging is stunning. It is so pretty. I wish this shade looked good on me. It is the shade in Pink Lemonade. So this is like a very orangey, light nude shade. This looks horrendous on me. I've never seen a lipstick look so bad on me. I don't know why it just clashes with my skin tone, but it just does not look that good on me at all. So here's a swatch of the Pink Lemonade shade with the lipstick next to it. It just doesn't look good on me. And lastly, I have two eyeshadows. I tried this eyeshadow on myself once and I did not like the way it blended, and it could just be my eyelids. Sometimes some areas of my eyelids, I find that eyeshadow is extremely hard to blend there. But this is the NYX single eyeshadow in the shade Stiletto. This packaging is adorable. It has this little like bow right here. And this is a cool toned, very light matte taupe shade, and it kind of has a pinky tint. So here's what it looks like, the shade in Stiletto. It just doesn't blend on my eyes, so I'll see if a friend wants this since I've only used it maybe once or twice, but I just didn't get along with this formula. And the final product for this declutter is the JD Glow Cosmetics eyeshadow, and this is in the shade in Limelight. I have it in the plastic packaging here. I used to be really into these like lime green colors last year, and maybe the year before, I forget, but it looks like this. JD Glow Cosmetics eyeshadows are amazing. So it's nothing wrong with the formula, it's just I haven't used this shade in like the whole year that I've had it. So it's like a lime green kind of yellow tone eyeshadow, and it is a really beautiful formula. This is their Metallion shadow formula. I highly recommend JD Glow Cosmetics eyeshadows. I have several of them and they are absolutely beautiful. So I barely touched it, and look at the pigment on my finger right here. It is so pretty, and I will give you a swatch. So that is Limelight from JD Glow. It is super beautiful. I'm sure one of my friends will want this. I just haven't used it really since I got it, I think last year. And I do love JD Glow Cosmetics eyeshadows and will continue to purchase from them. And also their black owned, which I didn't find out until like last month, which I think is pretty awesome. So that is it for my makeup declutter. I'm sure I'll probably have another one in the next couple months or so. I just like to keep my collection fresh with products that I love. And it's not like these products are bad, I just don't prefer a lot of them, and I would rather see them go to good use than just sitting in my collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I also have a horse channel if you want to check it out. It is called C&K Equestrian. I'll have it linked down below. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.